Shalom, my friends, and welcome to another episode of A Pilgrim Warrior's Progress. Today I was thinking about how it is such a common custom to take your shoes from off your feet before you enter your house, or right when you enter the house, or before you enter the bedroom, and especially before you enter the bed. And I wonder why, and I think part of it is that these are places of closeness, of intimacy for families, for married couples, that they want to keep set apart. They want to keep them sanctified, holy. They want to keep them clean. And the world outside is tainted and defiled and dirty and filthy and covered in all kinds of stuff. You don't know what you're going to encounter. But you have control to an extent over what is happening in your home. So the question is there a similar element to the command given or request given to Moses, where he's essentially told to stop where you are and take off your shoes, to come no more hither, but put off thy shoes from thy feet, for the place where thou standest is holy ground. So God has this same concept that man seems to have adopted and learned from him, or there's just a parallel and similar quality here, that when we want to welcome someone into a close, intimate conversation, a space where we can connect with them, a space where we can bind ourselves to them, a space where we can have that intimate time together. As married people, that may be a sexual act. That may be just that intimate physical contact. That may be those people call it like pillow talk conversations, or just those intimate moments like that you share in a bed or a bedroom. And that may be, in the context of a home, the conversations you have around a dinner table. And this comes back to another concept where in Genesis it talks about how the stars and the different lights in the heavens would be for signs and for seasons. And that word seasons is the word moedim, or moed for singular. Im is a plural component in Hebrew, just like you have Elohim, which is a plural or plural of majesty for the word God translated in English. So let's take a moment and think about this concept of moedim. Like, when you have appointed times, there are appointed times that are special. In the English, we call them dates. You're dating with someone. Well, what does dating mean? Dating means that you set appointments. You set an appointed time where you will come together and you will do this or that. By recognizing the appointed times of morning and evening sacrifice, and the appointed times throughout the year, God's people throughout history have been essentially dating, or going through this courtship process with God himself. So there's a very intimate component to our relationship with God, and we can see that in the taking the shoes from off our feet, not bringing that defilement, literal defilement, into his presence. But furthermore, we need to make sure that we get that figurative defilement, that we go to him, that we come and accept the sacrifice of Christ, and we let the blood of Christ wash our filthy feet, wash our filthy hearts, that we repent, so we are not like a dog returning to his vomit. We are not like a pig that is clean going back to the mud. We need to be washed and made clean, and then by his grace look to him for strength to be able to keep us from falling. That does not mean that we can expect to be immediately, perfect, because we can have such faith. But that does not mean if we fail, we should give up, because we are on that path of the just. We can choose to be on that path of the just that shineth more and more unto that perfect day. We can work to do something better and then do something better, because something better is the watchword of education. So the focus for today is that intimacy in cleansing ourselves from that defilement, removing our spiritual shoes when we enter into the presence of God, accepting that cleansing from Christ's blood, his sacrifice, because the wages of sin is death. He died for all those who accept him in their place, because he is taking their punishment, and we put on the Christ robe of righteousness. And that brings me to another thought I had. I hope that this is not too much, but another thought I had is that what you wear is what makes you comfortable in a certain environment. If I'm wearing 2 layers and this coat on the top, 2 layers on the bottom, it's mildly cold outside, but I'm quite comfortable. I was not when I was not wearing gloves, but because I put on the right garments, the right raiment, I'm comfortable. The same is true for receiving that when Christ washes us and he gives us that garment of Christ's righteousness, those white robes, we can then stand in the presence of God, because otherwise we would be burned up. We would not have the right clothing for the environment. The same is true in places like physically, literally true, places like Africa or certain areas where you would need certain clothing, like in the Middle East, to cover your body, to protect you from the heat. Christ's robe of righteousness is the garment that protects us from the intense heat of the fires of judgment. So here are some just devotional thoughts for today. We've got that intimacy with the dating, the Moedim, the different times that we come together to see God. We've got that intimacy with the taking your shoes from off your feet in those intimate places and coming together for those intimate moments. And then we've got the Christ robe of righteousness that we can put on. So those are some of my thoughts for today. Please comment, let me know, make video replies, like and subscribe, do all that stuff that people ask you to do, not only here but on all the channels, because it matters and it means something. So thank you for watching, and shalom, my friends.